Aloha, welcome back. We are going to be covering the Real Dem Shady again. So I find it funny that right-wingers don't want to call themselves right-wingers. Like, I'm proud to be on the left. I'm proud to, like, say I want universal health care for everybody. I want higher minimum wages. And I won't even go further than that. I'm very far left. But centrist and far right wingers and fascists act like, oh, we're not fascists, we're not far right, we're liberals, we're on the left, but liberals aren't on the left, liberals are on the right. Like, the only people who really call themselves right are like Fox News and Fox and them type of people who are kind of moderately right, like past liberals, but not quite the fascists. Like, they're kind of proud to be right, but everybody else is like, no, we're left. Or if they're really far right, they'll say they're centrist and think that's a good thing. But if you're a centrist in America, you're still pretty far to the right. But Dem here is going to talk about Tony Hinchcliff and Bill Maher. Bill Maher, I guess, is going to destroy Tony Hinchcliff on his right-wingness when Bill Maher is, like, Cal Kalinske here talks about how far right Bill Maher is all the time now, and he's about to try to give him some left-wing bona fides, but, you know, Dem here can't be giving out left-wing bona fides.
So do you guys remember Tony Hinchcliff? He is a Rogan Sphere comedian, and he made waves recently when he was at... Jesus, that's... Stinky's got her squish toy behind me, and it's making weird noises. Anyway, he was at Madison Square Garden, and he did the Trump rally, and he very famously made some jokes that got some pretty big headlines. So he said something about there's a floating island of garbage in the ocean, and he said, I think it's called Puerto Rico, said something like that, and just had a bunch of jokes that were, I don't know, less jokey and more just like, tee-hee-hee, racism, tee-hee-hee, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Tony Hinchcliffe. I haven't watched him in a long time. Like, when he first came out, I watched him a little bit, but they do just tell a lot of racist jokes for no reason on the little Kill Tony stage, and it was, like, some of it was funny at the time, but it's just, like, stupid jokes to me.
Hey! Just, like, almost trying to be offensive for the sake of being offensive. Like, it's one thing to just tell jokes that are offensive but also funny and, like, intelligent. That's one thing, but it's almost like the purpose to somebody like Tony Hinchcliffe is like, watch me say the thing I'm not supposed to say, bro! I did it! What are you gonna do, bro? You gonna catch me, bro? And it's just so tired now. Like, it's just so tired. Like, we get it. Oh, look at you, Mr. Edgy Boy. You said some edgy things. Oh, my God. So, anyway, he, after that, his name was tarnished a little bit because now, as I always say about Rogan, these people are not like George Carlin or Bill Hicks. They're much closer to just, like, Rush Limbaugh than they are to them, right? Like, those people were witty and incisive and intelligent. And, yeah, they'd say controversial things and offensive things, but there was always, like, a broader point being made, and it was always, like, true or roughly true. But with Rogan and his people, it's just like, I'm right wing, bro, and the left is stupid, bro. Are you laughing? Are you laughing? Are you laughing? So anyway, Tony Hinchcliffe got invited on Bill Maher's podcast, Club Random, and this really did not go well for him. First of all, Bill Maher, as you all know, is the smuggest man alive. Super fucking arrogant. And Tony Hinchcliffe is also...
And Cal Kalinske here is a pretty smug motherfucker too, so
super smug and super arrogant. And this was like a disaster waiting to happen.
Oh, the smugness.
Because the dynamic here is Bill is smug and arrogant, and also kind of clearly doesn't like Tony in the sense that, I don't know, I think that he thinks he's kind of hacky. Maher hates the fact that he's as pro-Trump as he is. And so you get this, like, older comedian who doesn't give a fuck and doesn't particularly like the guy he's talking to. And then Tony Hinchcliffe is, like, desperate to get the approval of Bill Maher, which, by the way, also is immensely sad in its own respect. So here we go. Let's watch, and I'll have a lot to say.
You apply to this amazing job.
Comedians really, they'll just talk shit on a podcast, or they'll pretend like, me and Rogan and everybody in Austin's a bunch of Nazis and all. You just have to agree with everything they say, or you're not part of the club and all this crap.
Like, you know that is absolutely true. Look, I'm a guy, I've been on Rogan 5 or 6 times. It is absolutely true that they have this hermetically sealed right-wing bubble now where the only way you get in is if you, oh, bro, the college kids are so woke, bro. Oh, Trump triggered the libs, bro. Oh, the media is lying again, bro. To pretend like that's not a thing. Of course it's a thing. Of course it's a thing. God bless people like Anthony Jeselnik, who roast the shit out of the Rogan sphere. Tim Heidegger. Heidegger? Is that? I think that's how I pronounce it.
I'm not sure
That guy,
who these
too.
guys are.
Like, it's so funny, too, that this guy, he is the roast master. And apparently he can dish it and shit on everybody. But God forbid people point out something true about the Rogan sphere of comedians. It's, oh, bro, you guys are being so unfair, bro. Oh, my God, my feelings. Don't care about your feelings. Not in the slightest.
Being a Trumper isn't, what you're calling a Trumper isn't that crazy. I mean, he did win the popular vote.
That doesn't mean it's not crazy.
But it depends on what you call crazy. Like, if you win the popular vote, it's pretty normal. But the West and America is pretty crazy. Like, we go around killing everybody, enforcing our morals and our democracy on everybody, and say that we're helping people. Like, it's kind of crazy. And so, yeah. But I mean, when your other choice is crazy, genocide Kamala, like, what are you gonna do? Like, oh, okay, I'm a vote for Kamala. Like, that's way better than Donald Trump. Like, you got some morals, Bill Maher over here. Like, you guys are idiots.
That doesn't. Those two things are not. Okay.
All right, so for those of you who don't know by now, Tony Hinchcliff just appeared on the latest episode of Bill Maher's podcast, Club Random. And right away, you could tell Tony came in with only one goal, to impress Bill Maher. But the interview quickly went off the rails as Bill Maher realized that Tony's a hardcore Trump supporter.
You should tell me. I'm very curious. Your reputation now is as a right winger because you did the Trump rally and told the Puerto Rico joke, which is a great joke.
When I got there, I go, when am I going up in this thing? And they go, you're up first. Can you imagine?
Oh, you opened. You opened for the Trump rally.
I went up after the goddamn national anthem.
But
Bill
did you
Maher.
do it because you're a supporter of Trump or just because it's an opportunity and a paycheck? Was it a paycheck?
No, it wasn't a paycheck. I did it literally to hopefully, get some, hopefully, if only 10,000, not to mention 100,000, maybe 200 if we're lucky, actual people to vote for him. Yeah.
Oh, so you did want people to vote for Trump?
Yes, without a doubt.
Okay.
I think he gets a weird rap in this world, man. And,
Well,
He does. Like, he's not a lot different than Bill Clinton or Barack Obama. You see them kicking it together. I've shown you, and if you watch this channel, I'm sure you're politically, like, aware. You've seen it other places.
we're going to have to break off on that point. You know, my thing, I talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And it's okay that we disagree on that. I just didn't really know until this moment I thought maybe you just were...
This podcast is so... I can't stand this fucking podcast. Bill Maher still has the mindset of like a college frat boy. It's like, don't mind me, bro. I'm just going to smoke some weed over here. But it's whatever. Yeah, I smoke weed. No big deal, bro. Huh.
And you're smoking your little chemical, whatever thingy they call it, vape thing on your show half the time. What's the difference?
See, I'm just mixing my drink. It's whatevs. I'm just being a dude doing dude things, bro. Mixing my drink. I drink alcohol. Did I mention I have sex too, bro?
Listing your vacation.
So Kyle is going to make fun of him for smoking weed, which is something natural that almost all people throughout history have smoked in cultures or whatnot. But then he's going to smoke his vape, this nasty-ass chemical gross thing. Smells like fucking sugar. The hell, man? Like, these people are weird.
I like sex. I'm never getting married. Being married is whack. Like, he oozes weird insecurities.
I just didn't really...
It's like crazy. Kyle is like talking about himself all the time when he almost every show he does, especially when he talks about the right or Republicans. He's talking about himself and all the Democrats too. It's so...
know until this moment I thought maybe you just were doing it for a gig and because you believe in free speech, but you're not really a Trumper. But, you know... I mean,
So Bill Maher is trying to give him an out to, like, be a character that he would find more sympathetic, right? Like, Bill Maher looks at a guy who voted for Trump and doesn't really follow politics closely, but feels like the left is too censorious, and I think Trump supports free speech. I guess I support him tepidly, even though I don't agree with a lot of what he says. Bill Maher is okay with somebody like that. But if you're actually like a rah Trump guy, then he's like, ooh, right? And so he tried to give him an out, and Tony did not take the out, and he was like, yeah.
A rah Trump guy, but you're a rah Democrat, the party of finding people for not being able to afford health care, the party of the crime bill, militarizing the police. Like, are you serious? Like, you the Democrats are just as fascist as the Republicans, and you guys act like, oh my gosh, Donald Trump is so different. You got pictures of Donald Trump with Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, chucking it up, yucking it up. All like for the past 20, 40 years, you got Donald Trump on Oprah Winfrey being a Democrat, talking about, oh, I don't know if I'd ever run for president. She's trying to push him to run for president, like in his early 20s, maybe 30s, I don't know. But then he's so different. He's been the mainstream person that people have been talking about for, again, 20, 30 years. He is the American dream.
I love Trump and I voted for Trump.
Realizing that Bill Maher isn't exactly vibing with his political worldview, and maybe even looking down on him for it, Tony Hinchcliff suddenly goes into full-blown damage control mode. And in Tony's case, that means pulling out the wildest, most revisionist spin you could imagine. Because with a straight face, Tony tries to argue that he, Joe Rogan, and even Elon Musk are not far-right figures, which Bill Maher immediately shuts down.
And this is the thing, because
I'm not sure who American Redact is, but that's the other guy talking in the background, not on the screen. I guess Dem is watching his video of, I was about to say Joe Rogan, of Bill Maher and Tony Hinchcliff. But to call Joe Rogan and Hinchcliff and these guys not far right now is like calling liberals not right. Like, let's do this.
I would argue that we're more center than left or right. I think you'd probably be shocked to know how at least from my perception, centrist we are. I've been watching you for my whole life, by the way. My mom always made sure we had HBO, even though I was raised poor.
How centrist are you? Like, what are your politics? Are you for a higher minimum wage, but not for, say, immigration? You're for universal health care, but not for, I don't know, not for abortion or something? Yeah, not pro-choice, right? Like, what? How are you in the center? Like,
so I kind of get you, and it's crazy that I'm considered a right-winger.
I can't with these fucking people, bro. This is such...
But see, it's crazy that Democrats aren't considered right-wingers. Like, Republicans and Trumpers, they're far-right, right? And liberals are pretty far-right, too. But if... It's just amazing. That, like, and that's how the Green Party and people like me get looked at as extremists. Like, we're just normal people who want normal things for everybody. But these guys are fascist. And even Dem here, the Democratic Party is a fascist party, and he pushes them. And so, if you push fascist politics, are you not a fascist?
Hack shit. You literally opened a Trump rally and just said...
And you literally pushed a prosecutor who was committing a genocide.
And you wish you got like up to 200,000 people to vote for him because of what you said at the rally.
You try to get people to vote for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. They are no different. They will still commit genocide. They will still put black people in jail and keep their family out of jail. They openly say they don't care about us while they care about their families. You are no different.
On what earth can you do that and then turn around? Me, bro? I'm like a centrist. I'm not even right-wing, bro.
On the earth that you are a liberal talking about, oh, I'm on the left and the Democrats on the left. You guys allow right-wingers to say they're not as far right because you say you're on the left. You mess up the Overton window. You are the one who breaks the scale, not him. That's their job. Far right-wingers, they want to confuse you, right? They want to take over, be fascist, and, destroy the left or whatever. You center right-wingers, you not so far right-wingers who think you have some kind of morals, you don't. You still push the far right rather than the far left. You don't push the communityism. You push the capitalism, the moneyism. So, you are the one who makes Tony Hinchcliff be able to say, oh, I'm a centrist. Because you liberals who are center-right and even kind of far to the right of center say you're not, say you're kind of on the left. So that pulls him to the left because you are on the right.
He even mentioned Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. Elon Musk is literally illegally hacking into the treasury, stealing everybody's data, and cutting all of the government agencies that regulate him and his businesses. He's taken $38 billion from the government. He cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels. He cut the anti-scam police, the CFPB. Not only is he right-wing, he's, the most committed, crusading right-winger who's trying to destroy the regulatory state and the administrative state and every government agency that does anything good, like the Department of Education. Get rid of it. Illegally. Destroy it. Unconstitutionally. We're not right-wing. We're just, the world's richest man, robber baron, billionaire, criminal, who's illegally destroying government agencies, slashing them on a whim. He's not right-wing, bro.
Homeowners, if your roof is leaking.
If that's not right-wing doesn't exist. Joe Rogan endorsed Donald Trump, gave him a hot stone massage on air.
But see, right wing doesn't really exist in the West and America in general, and specifically because everything is so far right that they act like you are on the left when you are pretty far right of center by any normal standards of the Overton window. You are the one who actually breaks the right window or the right wing and makes it look like it's not there because you say you're the left when you are close. You are so much closer to Donald Trump and Tony Hinchcliff than you are to me.
There. Of course you're right wing. I can't.
I wish he was saying this to a mirror. He needs to be saying this right into a mirror so that he could see himself saying it, reflecting, and just hear himself. You are right wing too, Dem. You vote for a fascist party. You tell others to vote for a fascist party. There's nothing more right wing than that.
Hey, man. All right, I need to get this concept through to people.
But even like they talk about Hitler, right? Hitler pretended to be a socialist. He pretended to be on the left. So with your little blonde hair act, you are more like him than Donald Trump. Donald Trump ain't playing. Donald Trump ain't pretending. You pretend to be a left-winger when you are pretty much effectively running the same things or promoting the same things or people who do the same thing as Donald Trump. So, yeah, I don't, it's just nonsense.
Your nominal politics, so what you say your politics are, that's one thing. Then there's what I call your effective politics, which is how it manifests in the world.
Holy perfect timing. Your nominal politics and your effective politics. You say you want universal health care, but you don't promote a party that is for universal health care. You say you want a higher minimum wage, but you promote a party. You don't even promote the Republicans. The Republicans were the last party to up the minimum wage, or president, whatever you want to call it. Let's go.
You could go out there and call yourself a centrist. Shit, you can call yourself a left-winger, an anarchist, a communist, whatever the fuck
Just like you do.
You want. Socialist. You can say whatever you want.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you do nothing but spew right-wing bullshit.
What do you do? Voting for genocide? Are you serious? The crime bill? Fining people for not having health care? You're just not... Such nonsense. But that's
and
why
get people to...
That's why you got to be shady, the real Dem Shady, to push the Democrats like he does.
Who vote right-wing. You're a right-winger. Your effective politics are right-wing politics.
And if you vote for the Democrats, your effective politics are right-wing politics. So you are a right-winger. And he is a vote blue, no matter who, right-winger. You need to watch this video as if it's you talking to yourself, Dem.
I hate this fucking... Me, bro? I'm just a... Yeah, I support
exactly
Adolf. Who doesn't support Adolf?
T.
But, like, I support him really, like, centristy, you know? That's what I'm saying, bro.
He says he's a liberal, and in the center, Dem here. Jesus, it's so crazy to watch these people talk about themselves.
Rogan is, or that Elon is, and these
Well,
people.
anybody, I'm sorry, but anybody who is a Trumper, it's a different mindset that, he'd have to be extremely different to get me over there.
Right.
And he knows that. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just way too insane and too far out.
So as you just saw here, Bill Maher did not let that nonsense go unchecked. And that's where the tone of the whole conversation changes. Because you see, Tony thought Maher was going to embrace him. He thought they were going to fist bump over hating cancel culture and ride off into the sunset as edgy truth tellers. But instead, Maher drew a line with Tony, basically saying, you can be a Trump guy, that's fine, but don't sit here and act like that isn't what you are.
Okay, but like...
being a Trumper isn't, what you're calling a Trumper isn't that crazy. I mean,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
No, it's not. It's no more crazy than voting for Joe Biden. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. talking about, I don't care how you got there. We're just gonna put you in jail because I want to save my family. Oh, well, my son is doing all the stuff that I said you couldn't do, and I'm gonna put black people in jail for it. But hey, let's pardon my son. No, Trump is no different than Barack, than Joe Biden, than any of these people, than the Bushes, than the Clintons. You see them together. I've shown you them together. This is why he's shady.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
The people who support Trump are either out and out fascists or they just like his vibes and overlook the fascism.
Okay, exactly the same thing for the Democratic Party. You either like their vibes or you overlook their overt fascism. Their crime bill, they're militarizing the police. They're taking money from the same exact corporations and people that the Republicans take money from. Trump was a Democrat up until, what, 10, 15 years ago? Elon Musk was a Democrat until a few years ago. They're the same people. The Jones plantation, they just migrate back and forth so they can say, oh, well, we saw the light, we changed. And Republicans do the same and migrate to the Democratic Party. They are no different. Like, and if they were different, what would happen is, from the Democratic Party, most of them would migrate to the Green Party, right? Or the DSA or whatever. They would migrate left because they would, oh, this isn't really what. Or some of them might migrate to the Republican Party, and then the Republicans, they would migrate to the Libertarian Party rather than the Democratic Party. But that they just go back and forth, and they so easily flow back and forth between the two parties, it should show you that the differences aren't that. It's a thin line between Democratic and Republican. You know, it's real easy to go back and forth.
Both of those things are not acceptable at this point in time. We're talking about a guy who killed an increase in overtime pay for millions of people. He killed the $15 minimum wage for federal contractors that Biden put in place. He opposed the PRO Act. He opposed the minimum wage increase. He destroyed the NFL.
And who did NAFTA? The Democrats. Who, like, I beat dead horses. You know, I can keep saying the same things over and over again, fined for not being able to afford health care, crime bill, but NAFTA, all kinds of things, man. The Democrats do the same stuff.
NLRB with anti-union assholes who are going to destroy working people in this country.
And if you wanted stronger unions, the Democrats could have done a lot for stronger unions. Obama had the supermajority or whatever you call it, and he could have done things for unions, for the worker class, whatever. He didn't. They don't do it when they have the chance. And oh, now they want to do this oligarchy tour. And oh, now they want to push for universal health care when we got Republicans in all power. They didn't want to do that when when Biden was in power. They didn't want to do it when Obama was in power. So how real is it?
Like I said, they destroyed the CFPB. He outsourced 200,000 jobs in his first term. He killed 115,000
Outsourced 200,000 jobs again. NAFTA, Democrats.
factory jobs in his second term by freezing funding for the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act. His tax bill raises taxes on the bottom.
And then it depends on the jobs and what you're talking about. The jobs, like, didn't AOC make Amazon not be able to come to New York? So there's a whole bunch of jobs that didn't come there. Like, those are bad jobs, right? But then whose jobs are the good jobs and the bad jobs?
95% and cuts them for billionaires. Like,
all right, this is for the admin.
But when you make the cuts for billionaires, at least the Democrats have the good billionaires.
we can't fucking play this game anymore, bro. There is no.
That's all you're doing is playing the WWE game. Well, I'm a Democrat. I'm different than the Republicans. No, you're not.
More this. It's not that crazy, bro. The guy tried to steal the 2020 election.
So did Hillary Clinton tried to steal the 2016 election. She stole the primary from Bernie Sanders, and then she helped Donald Trump with her Pied Piper strategy win the Republican side, thinking that she could steal it or easily beat him, but then she miscalculated and lost. So the Democrats are bad at stealing, and I guess he's bad at stealing too, because he didn't get to steal the election he tried to steal. He won the two elections he ran, or two of the three he ran. The one that he lost, I guess he tried to steal, but the Democrats steal elections, and anyways, these oligarchs steal all the elections. All the elections have been stolen since the beginning of the United States by the rich oligarchs, the owner class, whatever you want to call it. There has never been a working class person. I think, what was the one? What's his name? Oh, let me think. Martin Van Buren. But I mean, he's Dutch, so I mean, still not a real big difference.
He tried to overturn. He did the fake elector slates. He was charged with 91 crimes. On what planet can
91 crimes, they all pardon each other, and they all are war criminals. So stupid that they charged him with financial crimes, that they charged Democrats with financial crimes, like Nancy Pelosi and basically everyone in Congress and everyone who's ever been there. The Clintons are worth so much through their foundation now and stuff. Like, the financial crimes, yes, Trump is a criminal for financial crimes, but they all are.
Bro, it's like not a big deal, bro. It's not that crazy
But if we're talking about
to support the
Democrats,
guy
you would say the same
who,
thing.
in his first term, 2.3 million people lost their health insurance. Yeah, it
Where Barack Obama fined people for not being able. So what he did was he took the fine off of the Obamacare, so you didn't have to have health insurance and get fined for it. Because it's so stupid. The way you want to word things, you can make it sound good or bad, no matter what it is. But basically, he took the fine away from Obamacare, which freed up a lot of people, just made them not have to buy the health care they couldn't afford.
actually is. It actually is a really fucking big deal. It's a huge deal. And now we're at the
If he would have passed universal health care, that's different. Just taking the fine away and not forcing people to have to buy health care they can't afford, that's more humane than telling them you got to buy some stuff that you can't afford, and now you can't afford some food for your kids at times, or you...
point. Everything is so clear,
Disingenuous.
and every decision he's made in his second term is so bad that, yes, there's no more room for the, bro,
And how many decisions did Joe Biden make? He couldn't even make decisions.
like,
These
I
guys.
supported him and I voted for him, but I'm not like that, bro. No, yes, like that. 100% like that. Because all these people, too, like, what?
My gosh.
You didn't, it was,
Can't keep
nothing
talking.
was a red line for you. Even like 2 days before his inauguration, when he launched a scam crypto coin on his own supporters, that wasn't a red line for you? It wasn't a red line for you when he talked about we're going to steal Greenland, we're going to steal...
Again, all the Democrats get rich, being in office, making, they make decent money, 100, 200,000 something odd a year, maybe up to 300 or 400,000. The president makes 452,000, I think, a year. But they end up being worth millions and millions of dollars. That doesn't compute. Like, you can be in office for 10 years, right, making $200,000 a year. If you didn't spend $1, you got $2 million. Like, it doesn't compute to have 20 million, 30, 40, 50 million dollars like most of them have. They're all scandalous.
Steal Panama, we're going to go to war with Iran, we're going to bomb the drug cartels in Mexico, regardless if the Mexican government agrees to it or not.
Speaking of Panama, the Panama Papers, if you know anything about that.
None of these things, nothing was a red line. Nothing. How about rounding up innocent people, 90% of them innocent, sending them to a slave labor gulag in El Salvador without even a fucking...
Right, and Obama with the building the cages for the kids and then drone bombing. Obama's drone bombs were like 90-some% innocent people that he killed. Are you going to say something about that right now?
hearing. That's not... If none of those things are a red line for you, then you're just a fascist. I don't know...
Right. If none of the things the Democrats do are a red line for you, you also are a fascist. If you're okay with genocide and drone bombs and kids in cages and bad wages and corporations running the government, that's the Democrats. That's fascism.
what to tell you. And you can't do this shit like, yeah, I'm a fascist.
Yes, and the Republicans are fascists too. If you vote for the duopoly, you are voting for fascism.
But like centrist like. I'm a centristy fascist. Like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yes, Kyle, your centristy fascism, fuck you.
Did win the popular vote.
That doesn't mean it's not crazy. That does not. Those two things are not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's fine. Look, you've been talking to me for what, an hour and a
This
half?
dude over here blowing this nasty ass chemical shit. Talking about Bill Maher smoking something that grows from the ground. Whether you smoke weed or not, whether you smoke tobacco or not, tobacco grows from the ground. You probably shouldn't smoke cigarettes because they got all them chemicals and stuff in it. But if you grow your own tobacco, or you know somebody who grows tobacco, and you just smoke fresh tobacco, or dried tobacco, or whatever, like weed, okay. But you're smoking this chemical ass vape stuff that like coats your lungs. That's nasty.
Yeah. Do I seem like a guy who hates you because you're?
No, and I'm the same way.
And I never will
That's
be.
why I think
Exactly.
you're,
I
believe
am.
it or not,
Whatever
a
you're going to say,
centrist.
I am.
I think you're.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm
And I
center
think
left.
I am too, believe it or not.
I am. Well, I am.
Oh my God, this is what podcasts have become, y'all. The podcast era cannot die fast enough.
Center left. To me, a Trumper is far right. There are old school Republicans. They are hiding right now, but they do exist. That's center right. Trump is different.
And this is where it gets kind of sad, because you can actually see Tony start to squirm, because he realized that Maher's not buying it, and now he's desperate to claw his way back into the man's approval. So Tony doubles down, saying again that he, Rogan, Elon, and Trump are all centrists, as if repeating it enough times will make it true. But Maher, again, is not biting.
And since I moved to Texas.
Oh, because you're not in LA. But,
exactly.
but you're in LA sometimes.
Sometimes. But what I've learned is that, especially after the rally election debacle and everything, is that the farther left, even though they don't make it their identity or maybe talk about it on stage or whatever, the farther left people, comedians really, they'll just talk shit on a podcast or they'll pretend.
Your whole thing is talking.
I wish he would say who the far left people are that he's speaking of, like Bill Burr maybe. He talks a bit of shit, but he's funny and he goes into depth about what he means and stuff. He's not just like, oh, fuck these guys, or fuck those guys, and then colors and rainbows or whatever. Like, he talks about, the healthcare system and why these billionaires should be whatever, like he doesn't just say, fuck billionaires, that's it.
And shit. You're the roast comedy guy. And now all of a sudden talking shit is bad when it's a left-wing comedian who does it? God, I can't stand these people. Oh.
So funny how Democrats and Republicans talk about each other almost the exact same way.
I cannot stand these people.
Right?
Jesus.
I don't know if Kyle knows that he's playing the game or if he's just so caught up in Trump derangement syndrome that he can't see it and doesn't know it. Like, I don't know. I used to think he was too smart to be something like this, but I guess I was wrong.
Jesus Christ. No self-awareness. Zero self-awareness.
He's just talking about himself. It's crazy.
Me and Rogan and everybody in Austin's a bunch of Nazis and all. You just have to.
Well, Rogan was out there defending Elon Musk's multiple Zig Heils and saying, bro, he's just like autistic, bro. Don't be ableist by saying he did Nazi salutes. And by the way, those Nazi salutes, they didn't just come out of fucking nowhere. Elon is a guy who had been replying to actual Nazis on Twitter, saying to them, you have told the actual truth. There's been tremendous evidence for a long time that...
Yes, Republicans and the far right are more vocal and out there about it. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Clintons and all these people aren't that much less vocal about it. They say they don't care about American people, regular people. They call us super predators. They say they care about their families more than us. They say, when their families do something bad to let them off, their families use their power to get loans and business deals in other countries, just like all the Republican kids and stuff. Like, they all do the same fascist stuff. You just don't care because... I don't know why, but you should care just as much about the Democrats doing fascist stuff as you do about the Republicans, but I don't know, you dressed up all blue for some reason.
The dude is a flat-out eugenicist. He was raised in apartheid South Africa. To him, it's like, yeah, that was based.
And then Joe Biden was against busing and working with Strom Thurmond. Was Strom Thurmond a eugenicist?
So, but of course, Rogan has to fucking cover for his billionaire asshole buddies.
Like, you cover for the Democrats. You are the cover for all the billionaire asshole buddies, the good ones. You got the good billionaires.
But, horrifying politics. And so he ended up humiliating himself trying to do it. But now you get angry when people say you're Nazis. Well, maybe don't defend the guy fucking Zig Heiling on stage multiple times. Oh, my God.
Agree with everything they say or you're not part of the club and all this crap. Meanwhile, again... it's like we're all pot-smoking, pro-choice. If you're going to call us far-right crazy people, you have to realize we're all formerly registered Democrats.
Pot-smoking, pro-choice. Trump is not a pot smoker or pro-choice. I don't know about Elon, if he's pro-choice or not, but I've seen him smoke pot once, I guess.
Voters, and so is Rogan, and so is Elon, and so is Trump.
Key word, former. Former.
Right, they bounce back and forth, thin line between Democrat and Republican. It doesn't matter which side you're on, you do the same stuff.
Not current. You just said how much you love Trump. Everything Trump is doing is flat out fascist and a robber baron coup. But I used to think this, and this, and I used to... You're just a fucking Republican fascist who also likes to smoke weed and thinks abortion is okay. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Congratulations. Think you're special for that reason? You think that makes...
No. Are you special because you're a Democratic fascist? No, you're just an American. Most Americans are Democrats or Republicans, but most aren't fascists. They just think there's only two ways to go. You are educated enough to know that you are supporting a fascist party, and to me it's unacceptable that you call yourself kind of a leftist or progressive, that you call yourself a progressive at all. That is unacceptable, and to me not cool at all, man. Like the Democrats are a fascist party. They are a corporate, bought, paid for party that does not care about people, that even says they don't care about people. They say it out loud, and then they say they care about their families more. Like, it's just nonsense that you are like this.
Oh, therefore, all my horrible opinions get a pass. No, fuck
Yeah,
off.
All these people are famously
Yeah, but
old
that's-
Democrats.
You don't
Okay,
get no
but
pass
that's
either,
not where we
Bill
are
Maher.
now. They're not Democrats now. And I understand why the Democratic Party gives them the heebie-jeebies.
Bill Maher has like the kid gloves on for this guy. It's kind of funny.
That's different than being all in on Trump, which they are.
Then Bill goes on to clown Tony a little. He points out that he actually got a sit-down dinner with Trump, while Tony, the guy who opened for Trump at a rally, didn't even get a handshake.
Yeah, because Maher also is a cuck. He's doing this thing now where he's like, who, me, bro? I'm just a centrist. I just like having reasonable conversations, bro. Like, you're never going to get me to stop talking to people, bro. We got to stop hating each other, bro. But you know that's bullshit, because Maher hates people to his left. Maher shits on what he thinks are the far left all the time. So he's fine.
As you do Jimmy Dore and people you think are to your left, it's like he just talks about himself through every video. It's amazing.
Fine sitting down with Trump. He's fine having a drink with Trump with shits and giggles and chuckles that they have. But would Bill Maher sit down with somebody to his left who's a critic of his? No. He famously doesn't even allow anybody who made it on the internet, he doesn't allow them onto his show because he looks down on them. So I'm all about conversations, unless it's conversations with people to my...
Kyle, you should go talk to Sabby Sabs, Hardlands Media, anybody in Revolutionary Blackout Media. Is it RBN? Yeah, Revolutionary Blackout Media. You go talk to somebody on your left.
left. The idea of like, you can't criticize that I visited the White House and ran cover for the Trump regime. Of course we fucking can. Because it's bullshit. The idea of I talk to anybody is such bullshit. Is Maher running to have a conversation with a serial killer or a child rapist or a Muslim fundamentalist or a Stalin-defending communist tanky or some former friend of his who betrayed him and stole money from him and stole his girlfriend or a violent paranoid schizophrenic or a cult leader? There's a million people you wouldn't fucking talk to, but you do talk to Trump. And the reason...
Trump is the president of the United States. Just like Joe Biden was, like Barack was. All mass murderers, all have killed many people across the world. You talk to people who have that much power, because if you can do something, great. If not, then hey, you talk to them and hopefully tried, but what?
And you talk to Trump because you actually do kind of agree with him on some stuff, don't you, Bill? Don't you, Bill? You'll agree, oh, the wokesters are so bad, bro. The pro-Palestine people actually love terrorists and love Hamas.
Okay, again, you say you're pro-Palestine, but your effective politics are to vote for genocide against Palestinians. So, to a Palestinian, how different are you than Bill Maher, or I guess Tony Hinchcliff? They vote for Donald Trump, who's gonna finish the genocide that Joe Biden started. Kamala Harris would have just finished the genocide that he started. There's no difference to a Palestinian if a Democrat kills them or a Republican kills them. They're still dying.
Bro. So he tries to downplay his power level is like, oh, I don't support Trump. But you functionally helped him. They played you like a fucking fiddle dog when you went there and you helped them so that they could turn around and go, even liberal Bill Maher says that Trump is okay, bro. So this is a little bit ridiculous on Maher's end too, because he's trying to...
Well, Bill Maher's... But liberals are right wing. Like, of course he's gonna say Trump is okay.
Oh, how could you support Trump? You just helped the motherfucker, even though you're too stupid and narcissistic to realize it.
No, when I was going in to do that,
Well, being a vote blue, no matter who, helps Trump too. If you don't show people that there's a Green Party, that there's other options, that there's a Libertarian Party, and you help people gain the knowledge of outside the duopoly, outside the oligarchy, then you're helping Trump. Because who, again, did the Pied Piper thing? Yo, girl, Hillary Clinton. The vote blue, no matter who people, she got Trump, or she helped get Trump to be on the ticket. She thought she could beat him. The vote blue, no matter who people, like this guy here, told you to vote for Hillary. Not enough people did. We got Donald Trump. All right, that was a Democratic thing, really.
at that rally, the goal, it wasn't just to swing a few, 1,000 votes, hopefully, of whoever listens to my podcast or whoever liked my silly performance on the Tom Brady roast or whatever. It was also to fucking have the president go, that was cool. Thanks, man. That's awesome. I liked your set. You got the crowd going.
This guy's got to have daddy issues. He's got to have daddy issues. I just want.
Who wouldn't want to open for the president of the United States or the president of almost any country? Billy Joel, anybody, Michael Jackson. I named dead people, but like Kendrick Lamar. If there's like a big person that's gonna come on next, who that is an entertainer, wouldn't want to open up for them?
Wanted approval from Trump to say, "Hey, man, that was really cool, man."
Which, by the way, I did. Of course, that room isn't mic'd for
Did
a
he say that all
comedy
that
show.
time?
No, he didn't. I didn't get to talk to him that day.
Tony, you must feel so bad about that. You go and you're for him and you're working for him and you like him and me, nothing but vitriol for 10 years, and I get the invite.
Isn't it wild?
I mean, that one must have hit Tony right in the core.
Ooh, yeah, that's rough. Trump actually totally disavowed him. You remember? Trump was being interviewed. He's like, they got this comedian saying bad things about Puerto Rico. I don't know him, never heard of him, don't want to hear from him, don't want to meet him. Oh, man.
Tony probably thought that Trump rally was his moment. Like he was going to roast the libs, kill with the crowd, and be welcomed into Mar-a-Lago with...
And by the way, even the Trump crowd was like, ooh, at a bunch of points. He tried to cope over that. Actually, they were laughing. It just wasn't... The room wasn't mic'd to hear the laughter and stuff, bro. Please. We heard like groans at times.
in arms. But according to Maher, Trump didn't even notice him. And to my delight, the awkwardness doesn't stop there. Later in the conversation, Maher casually asks Tony if he watched his latest comedy special, and Tony straight up says no.
But man, it was a game changer for me. The comedy specials absolutely 100% contributed.
My last one was the best. Have you seen my last one?
No.
Oh, I'm not going to watch yours till you watch
These guys are all so washed.
mine.
Okay, deal.
Then Tony immediately tries to recover by saying that Maher's been his hero since he was a kid, and that he learned his politics from him, and that everything he believes today stems from watching Maher on TV.
Oh my God, that actually is so low-key devastating against Bill Maher, because Bill Maher's been trying to do the I'm the enlightened centrist shtick. But meanwhile, here's a guy who idolizes you and looks up to you and agrees with your politics, and he was fucking doing a rally for Trump and telling people to vote for Trump, which
As you bring people into the Democratic Fascist Party,
proves our point about Maher. That, there's what your nominal politics are, where he says he's a center-left guy, but functionally he's creating more right-wingers with the shit he focuses on, the shit he talks about.
as are you bringing people into the right wing Democratic Party.
The shit that
The
animates.
duopoly. Both parties of the duopoly are the oligarchy. They are both fascist. They work together. When you're voting for one of the Jones plantation, you're voting for your slave master. That's all you're doing.
him and motivates him.
Why didn't you watch my last one? If you
I don't
enjoyed
watch
it?
anybody's specials.
I,
on TV. I like seeing them live.
I can relate to that.
I see enough people live to
I
where
can relate
I
to
like
that.
waiting.
But you would like my last
Oh, I'm
one.
positive I would. I'm not kissing your ass. I've been a fan forever. I mean, all my initial politics and everything of anything about politics was through
No,
you.
I
So just to recap here, Tony walks into Maher's podcast as a proud Trump guy, gets embarrassed for being a Trump guy, then pleads with Maher that he only became a Trump guy because of Bill Maher. I mean, that's got to be one of the weakest Uno reverse cards in podcast history. And at this point, Maher just flatly tells him, look, it doesn't matter if you're a Trumper or not. I'll still have you on my show, but stop trying to pretend you're something that you're not.
I don't want to pat myself on the back and say no one else could do.
Man, that's what liberals need to tell themselves, man. Stop pretending you're something that you're not. You are not on the left. You are not for the people. You are for the corporations.
Do this. But I do want to ask the question, why can't anyone else do this?
This is so stupid. Of course, there are left-wingers who will talk to Trump people. Pisco has been doing 1,000 debates with Trump people, but that's the point. They're debates, Bill. It's, hey, we really disagree fundamentally on a lot of core issues, core morals, core values. I think you're really wrong, horrifically wrong, and you're fascists.
What core morals and values do you disagree with Republicans on? You say you want universal health care, yet you vote for people who don't want universal health care. You say you want a higher minimum wage, yet you vote for people who don't put up a minimum wage. Your effective politics are not your vocal politics.
So let's duke it out. That's how you engage.
Duke it
this
out between
weak
the
fucking
Democrats and
bullshit
Republicans
where you
and
talk
not
to these
give a
people
shit.
and you pretend like they're not as insane as they are, and you serve their propaganda purposes by pretending like they're more reasonable than they are. That's the problem, Bill.
Yes,
and this is what you're
yes,
creating. You're creating a
Kyle,
bunch
that's
of
the
fucking
problem.
Tony
Dem
Hinchcliffes.
Shady.
Seen that many, I'll say that many people, like just talking to somebody else who, yes, maybe a Trumper.
I can't. This is the, how many times have we heard this? On this podcast, bro, we like to have conversations about having conversations. We like to talk about talking, because we're heroic for talking, bro. That's what we are, bro. Oh, they're so self-aggrandizing. They're so self-aggrandizing. They should probably both go get some ribs removed so they can suck themselves off, because that's really the vibe of everything these guys say. Oh, my God, the podcast landscape has to die, bro. The new media landscape is embarrassingly stupid. I mean, these people are at the point now where they're making mainstream media look like superstars. This is just fucking low IQ drivel. Oh, we like to talk about talking and have conversations.
Low IQ dribble talking about the Democrats or something different than the Republicans. Can't even with this guy. So yeah, like Kyle Kalinske, man, the Real Dem Shady. He used to be one of my favorite YouTubers. He's gone off the deep end. Trump derangement syndrome. He's a vote blue no matter who right winger now. So, you know, it's just kind of, he's too far gone, I guess. But, you know, let's go with the Green Party. Let's go with the People Party. Unless you like the corporations, I guess. But, you know, keep coming back to across the spectrum.